Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's just Joshua playing New World, and today I'm going to be showing you an entry-level harvesting spot to power logging and a couple other skills along the way. Make a lot of money and overall help your trade skill progression. Before we get started, I do want to say we'll be doing this in the Everfall zone. We're going to start in the settlement, and we're going to be basically using this area right out here for mainly trees, and we're going to grab a couple iron nodes and life skill nodes along the way. Um, also, I am personally at this level using a Constitution build, which allows me to one-hit trees. As you can see, I'm at 293 with gear and stats, and then I use my Constitution food, which is, I'm using game meat with citrus glaze, weak proficiency booster for 5%. You can get the better ones, but these are basically free. So I use these because there's no reason not to use them. Then I use boiled cabbage for extra logging luck. I'm also using Constitution on my weapons, and then I'm using the Lumberjack set. Lumberjack set gives you 4% chance of finding rare items per piece, and it always also stacked with Constitution. I have logging luck on my necklace. You can get all the trade skill lucks, but on necklace only. Then I got full bags. My bags aren't tier 5 yet, but they will be as soon as I'm high enough level. And then I'm also using luck and yield and XP on my logging axe. So that's my setup, and that's basically all you really need to get started. If you don't have that, that is fine. This works as well at any level. It's just I focus on the rare drops because it's a little bit more money, but your base mats are still going to be the same with or without all that stuff. Now, I'll always say, even at low level, you should want this, and you probably always want yield and the best tool you can get, but outside of that, you don't need any of this. However, now that I ate that food, you can see I'm already 200 in these. I'm gonna power level logging the 200 today. Forget fishing. It's really annoying in this game until later. I'm gonna get all the fishing gear before I even start. However, we can now see with food, it puts me above the 300 constitution. So I now have a 1 in 4 chance to instantly chop down a tree. Um, that actually helps out tremendously. It speeds up the process a lot. And now here is the route that we're going to use. So we just run straight up past the town board in Everfall and down here. And there's no real specific route I run. Sometimes I mine these or log these. Sometimes I log those. And there's some fun PvP out here. But you could see first tree, instant logged, instant logged. These ones are 2-hit. So this is all I do. I go for greenwood, even though I can log almost anything in the game. I log the greenwood because I either use it for charcoal or timber or sell it as a raw mat, and the speed in which I can harvest it is actually more profit than any other form of logging in the game right now. Um, Now I typically hit that life bloom that was right here that you seen one of these guys loot in the middle of PvP. And I always go for these 4 sets of trees. They actually take longer to log, but you'll see they also give more XP and way more greenwood. So you get almost 200 greenwood, between 100 and 200 depending on your yield for hitting these, and huge XP. And that's pretty much all we do. Now, I focus on young trees more than the mature trees. Mature trees give aged wood, which aren't super useful. However, actually, I don't even have my luck on. I forgot to use my boosters. My bad. But I do, however, use that aged wood and turn it into charcoal. Charcoal sells really well, and it's often very profitable for what it is. But this is basically my route. I get all these young trees, hit these ones, and then sometimes I go down this direction, and then sometimes I go down that direction. It really depends on my mood, and then it really also depends on if there's other competition out here or not. Because if the one side's obviously getting chopped down by competition, I'm not going to go try to compete with them for a couple trees. I'm going to go the opposite direction. Both are good, but I will show you my left route, and I'll also explain some other things to look out for along the way. So okay, so those ones are done. Then we hit these ones here. Gonna hit that young tree. Now over here, there's typically another life bloom that I always hit. They're taking them right now, so I can't show you, but it's in this area somewhere. I don't know the exact spawn right now. Always hit that. It's free life motes and life bloom. It's life motes go for about a gold each. There's just no reason to stop and not get the free money. And if you get one of the T4 rare drops off of it, it's a couple hundred gold. So I always stop and take the 2 seconds it takes to harvest it if it's spawned. And then I hit all these trees here. And then from this patch here, I either keep going down through that direction or I'll cut across through there. It also depends on competition. Didn't mean to mine the boulder, but I do it anyways. I gather all mats. So if you start harvesting, I just finish the harvest. Um, I go for efficiency per hour rather than just raw, the single-handed materials because it it's just annoying and it's free money if you don't skip over everything else. I always also make sure I hit these again. Best greenwood you can get, even if you have to run a little bit out of the way. Typically, I would harvest all this, but I'm not going to do all of it in the video. I just don't want you guys sitting here fucking watching me chop trees the entire time. It's kind of pointless. But I will show you how much XP and greenwood I get from these trees so you can see how efficient they really are. I kind of want to enforce that because, or encourage it because it is the best source. Now, sometimes I make my way all the way down there and then back up, but right now we're going to cut across here, and I'll show you why. There's typically another life bloom that also spawns up in here. Hit that when it is spawned. They are hitting all of mine right now. There's also another one down here, like right behind these two trees, and then across you can get all these young woods through here, and then there's two iron spawns right here. There's one big one here, and then one right here where you can see all them little pebbles in the ground. I get them when they're up. Iron's kind of a pain to run around and find and not very efficient. So, but I always make sure I at least get it while it's up. Wolves, you could uh, feel out if you want to loot them or not. I have so much rawhide that I don't care. But I always get these earth spines as well. They're free. Like you can see, there's earth motes and then earth spine leaf. That's all just free money. I'm gonna hit this one as well. And then typically I come down through. There's a tier 4 flower, a couple hundred gold. Good to give you guys an example. Then I come down through here, hit all these trees, free money, and then there's two more iron nodes over here. And then this guy's probably going to take that. There's this 4 tree you can hit here, and then back up here on that other side of the border, there's more iron spawns. So I'll hit these trees here, these ones here, make my way up past these boulders. Oh, got stuck on that boulder. And then I'll hit this iron spawn here. There's these ones that I'm mining here. There's a medium here and a large there, so there's 3. And then there's also a 4 tree right here. And then I kind of just make my way back up through these trees and back to where we came down the staircase. Full rotations of this for a full inventory of all 1,000 weight that I have right now, even with the logging reduction. Using all the buffs is typically between 12 and 14 minutes. And this green one right now is selling for zero point 0.2 each. And I can have over a 4,000 of it by the end of that when I'm not explaining and I'm actually efficiently farming. And then I typically have about 300 to 400 iron per run, some life motes, roughly about 100 gold in earth and life motes. And then if I always check the prices between charcoal and this greenwood. If the charcoal is selling for double or more what the greenwood is, I always smelt it because you also get bonus for smelting the greenwood. Well, that's about pretty much all I can think of. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to ask. Some notes I will throw out there is that this young wood with, or these young trees with a lot of luck gear have a pretty rare chance to drop. I get maybe one in every full inventory of, I think it's called Whisper Wood or something. It's a tier 4 blue mat you get from these trees that sells for a couple hundred gold each. That really spikes up your profit per hour. And these life saps that you get really don't sell at all. Use them for crafting if you find a recipe that's worth it. See, now that that iron spawns. Sidetrack real quick. If it spawns and you're relatively close to it, I personally always stop what I'm doing to go mine it. It's personally worth it because the iron's okay price, but it's also, you can get void metal from it, you can get gems from it. Like, see, I just got 2 gems, so that rock there was about 50 gold, and like there's just no point in passing it up. So I just made about 70 gold from that iron real quick, and then just go back to mining the, or logging the light trees. But as far as the trees go, I make the most money off of green wood per hour. It's actually more expensive than aged wood and weird wood. Um, but ironwood is a little more expensive, but harder to farm. You can also power level Weirdwood off of the wolves up in Brightwood, or any of the Dryad wolves, stuff like that. You can log them for XP. However, I'm going for money and XP right now, so I'm doing Greenwood. Weirdwood doesn't sell very well. But that's pretty much all I can think right now about like side notes. So if there's anything I didn't cover that you guys are curious on, or you want to add or anything, feel free to drop it down in the comments. And thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you guys on the other side.